people. Today we're doing our last Christmas set for this year. It's Christmas Tree, Oh Christmas Tree, and we're doing Christmas trees 8 different ways. Okay, now check out this thumb thing. Now remember that, and we'll get back to that, but I'm going to start with a nude base. I'm using the Modelones nude that I have been using for stuff lately. I don't know why, but I'm just really loving this nude. Okay, now that thing on my thumb, I've been dabbling and starting to try to do some resin jewelry. And in the resin kit, I open it up and there's this little bag in there full of these things that look like tiny little rubbers, condoms. And I swear to God, I almost wet myself. I was laughing so hard. I had to stop what I was doing, go out there, show my husband. He's cracking up. So anyway, I'm like, what am I going to use these for? So I threw them in my drawer. Well, I go to start this set. I did do 2 coats of that base, the nude color, FYI. I forgot to hit record on the second coat. Well, we're going to start off with the crystal one, and then we're going to top them with these little gold stars because I figured this was the easiest one. I wanted to get it done first. So we'll be putting gem glue on as per usual with the crystals, and then we're going to lay the crystals on. But anyway, getting back to that. So I throw them in my drawer. I get ready to glove up to start this set, and there was a big hole in the thumb. And it didn't like it would just like was malformed. I didn't punch it through with my nail or anything. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try one of those little rubbers on there. And darn for sure it came in handy. So that's why I have that on there. But the whole time I was working on this set, every time I would notice it, I would just crack up again. Anyway, that's my weird sense of humor. Moving back to this, I finally have gotten the gem glue on. Now we're going to put the crystals on here. Now I didn't completely do these in the way that I had laid them out there. I mean, I mostly did, but then I decided I needed a few more littler crystals in between, so I added some more in. So this one I've left in real time. Some of the rest of these that you're going to see, I'm going to speed up everything that I can because it was a lengthy process to do all the different ones. So, yeah. So we are just going to get these on here until I get them in a Christmas tree shape that I'm happy with. So I'm a bit frazzled this week as I had to do this set, and there's the next set coming up after this, which you guys won't see till the following week, but since I'm going away to my folks for my annual Christmas visit, I had to get myself one set ahead of my normal schedule, so there will be a continuous flow of stuff while I'm gone. Anyways, we're going to keep fiddling with this until I get a shape that I'm happy with. And it's not going to be yet because I'm going to add some more little ones. So I had a gap in that bottom part that I needed one in. And then as I put that one in, I just decided a few more might be needed. So all in all, this little tree became a lot fatter than I originally was planning on. Also, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have used such big crystals at the bottom because they were a little bit, I don't know. Anyway, let's not go there. I don't want to be negative. But eventually I'm going to get this into some shape that I like, and then we'll cure it. Now, as I've gone along, I think I said I've tried to speed up as much stuff as I could because things got to a point where they were just taking a good long time. And I had such a mess on my mat at the end of this thing, it wasn't even funny. But, oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, this set took me about 2.5 hours to do. Okay, are we happy? Apparently not. Well, maybe. Okay, I'm just putting a little dab of the gem glue up here since I happen to have that out already. And we'll just use that to stick the little star on there. I'm tying all these together since they're all different and they're all going to look different. To make it more of a cohesive set, I've tried to keep the color palette all the same. And I'm using this little gold star on the top of each tree. And there will be a coppery gold glitter polish that we're going to use for some stuff. And then the spider gel at the end. So all of those things are going to tie them together so they don't look so disjointed since they're all going to be different. And nope, we're still not happy. That guy there's sticking out a little too much. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, that one in for curing. Now we're going to put base gel on this one. Moving on. Also, I'm going to be jumping back and forth between some of these different ones, so it might get a little confusing, but because I'm going to be doing them simultaneously, kind of. Okay, for this one, we're going to use some Mylar bits, and we're just going to pile these on here until we end up with some kind of a Christmas tree shape. I did find one piece of it, that piece right there, that had the perfect point on there for the top. So that one got its home up there. The rest of this, I think this is sped up, if I'm not mistaken. It's hard to tell because I'm so slow here, but when I started this set, I just pulled out all the green stuff that I had that I thought I could make trees out of. So there's going to be a lot of different types of glitter placement happening. So most of those I'm probably going to speed through, speed up the recording. I decided that one needed to move down farther from the top. So now we got to rearrange them again. Once I am happy with it, which I am clearly not yet. Oh, little star. We got a couple bits sticking out on the side there. Okay, now that one's going into cure, and it is back out again. It's been cured, and now I'm going over it with the first layer of base coat. I'm kind of trying to do a bit of a heavier layer. All of these ones with the glitters that are going to be encapsulated will have a layer of base coat and 2 layers of top coat, because we're going to have to do the file and buff routine on them. Okay, moving on to the next one. This one, I think this one is, let me see a minute here. Okay, yeah. This one is going to be a drag Christmas tree. And by that I mean we're going to drag through the polish. I don't mean like, for drag queens. Okay, I've got regular green that I used, and I've pulled out some hollow green polish, green glitter polish, and then this is the coppery gold that we're going to be using for a lot of the accent stuff. I added that in also. Now when I had seen these done, they used green, white, and gold, but I chose to use that other green with the hollow glitters instead of the white. And I think probably that was not the best choice. I think it would have been better to have the white in there, because with this green and the other green, they kind of mush together and you don't get to see the different colors that well. So probably if I did this one again, I would probably not use the green hollow glitter for it. And we're cleaning our brush. And now I'm going to go in with the hollow green. And then I will go in with the gold glitter or copper glitter. It's supposed to be gold glitter, but to me it looks more copper. When I ordered it, it said it was gold, but yeah, I'm not convinced. I like it though for when I'm doing lines and stuff where I need a glitter polish, because it goes on nice and smooth without leaving a bunch of gaps of glitter and then clear polish with glitter in it. It has good coverage, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Okay, it looks a little sloppy there, but just give me a second. Oh, we're going to add a little bit more to this outer edge because it was a little too skinny. I wanted it to be a little fatter. So now we got to clean the brush and with the different colors and add a little more on that side. Okay, see now it's kind of already even mushing together a bit. Now we're going to clean the brush off again, and then we're just going to drag from the bottom to the top. Just lightly we're going to drag through there until we get to the, it will kind of make, if I had done this with some white, you would see the different lines and stuff. It would have looked better. And on that side where those things are sticking out, we need to even that out a bit. There, close enough. And that'll go in for curing. I think. Oh wait, no, we gotta put the star on top. Okay, I'm just putting a little dab of base coat on the top of there so I can get the star on. Now it's ready for curing. Okay, and this one is now getting its first layer of top coat. Ooh, excuse me. Tired. I didn't go to bed till 4 o'clock this morning. Last night I was having a little bit of an AliExpress retail therapy session, even though I really can't afford to be buying stuff. But surprisingly, I did not get any nail stuff. I'm on to getting stuff for the resin jewelry now. Okay, now this one we're going to use these little petal shaped glitters. These have kind of a neat, like an AB finish kind of to them. This one I definitely sped up because this was a super quick and easy one. Of course, they're all stuck to me now. And I started off with 3 across, and then I decided it needed to have 4. So we are going to add another one, I think. Maybe not on this one. Maybe that was a different one I'm thinking of. I did so many of these things in a row that I lost track. Yeah, I think this one does have only 3, 2, and then 1. I haven't used these in a long time. I need to use these on something again. I think the last time I used these is when I used them for mermaid scales on a set of mermaid nails that were pink and purple. On the bright side, though, a lot of this nail stuff I can use for the resin jewelry, so that's a plus. That saves me having to buy all that kind of stuff. And maybe I'll finally get to use up some of my stuff that I've got hordes of in there. And the star going on top. And we're going to straighten those guys out again. And in for curing you go. Okay, this one's back out, getting its second layer of top coat, and it's going to go back into cure. Okay, now on this one, we're going to use these glitter dots and these, I want to say hexagons, but I'm not sure if that's the right one for the 6-sided deals. ignore that purpley glitter that was at the top. It had some green bits I was going to pull out and use, but when I pulled them out of there, they were like clear. They were clear with a green kind of finish that you can't really see unless you look at them in a certain light. So I decided that wasn't going to work for me. So we're going to use some of these and some of the round glitter dots. I haven't really done any glitter placement nails in a while, like any full coverage ones. I always like the way those look when they come out, but boy, do they take a long time to do. All right, I don't know what's happening. Okay, trying to get these dots now. And in case you're wondering, I did not put any ornaments on any of the trees because I did not want to bring in, some more extra colors. I think that would have just gotten too much. So I tried to keep them simple and cohesive as I could. And then I will fill in some bits with these little green dots. I was trying to pick them out of that mix of those green ones, but they weren't cooperating very well. I also, after this is cured, I will go back, and I was trying to get some of that really fine light green glitter out of that mix also to put on here and there on this one, but did not have a whole lot of success with that. Just kind of ended up making a mess. And believe it or not, this is sped up right here, so like I said, it did take a while. See, I'm trying to get some of those fine glitters on there, but it just was not working very well. And our star. Just trying to neaten it up a little before we cure it. And then I was trying to move that one, and then it came off. Alright, into cure we go. Now this one's back out, and this one's getting base coat, I think. In case I lose track of where we are with some of these, they all got a layer of base coat and 2 top coats, which I think I already said, but there's the base coat going on that one. Since I'm not seeing from this perspective which bottle I'm grabbing, I kind of lost track of where I was. Okay, I'm just trying to add a little bit more of the fine glitter on top into the base coat, which, as you can see, is making a mess everywhere all over on the outer edges of it. So I'm going to have to clean some of that off so we don't have glitter bits everywhere. Okay, and now we're top coating. I believe this is the second layer top coat. I wanted to make sure I had a good, 2 layers of top on there before. There's the base on that one. Before I had to do the filing and buffing because I did not want to file through any of these glitters and ruin them. That really would have made me angry after all that work. Okay, now we're going to do a chrome tree. Now I've already polished that nail with regular no wipe top coat, and we're going to put the chrome on here. Now this one gave me some issues. Now I have seen people do this many times. Well, they'll chrome the whole nail. They'll paint some kind of a design on with whatever, gel paint or polish clear coat, whatever it is, and then they take the wipe and they cure it, then they wipe off the excess chrome, so you're only left with the design you painted over. So I thought, okay, that's cool. I haven't done that. Let's try it. Well, you'll see what I had problems. I don't know why, but see, I don't care that there's no chrome on the edges there because I only need it in the middle. So I'm going to use my temper top coat. Now this part's going to be a bit hard to see because we're going to be painting with that clear top coat. And I'm going to paint kind of a rough Christmas tree on here. Now any other time you have chrome that's not top coated and you just barely touch it, it scratches and comes off and just, it's a mess. So if you're working with chrome stuff, after you get it on there, always best to top coat it right away so you don't damage it doing other things. Now, that did not prove to be the case with this, and I don't really understand why, but so you can't really see it that well, but I am painting or trying to paint kind of a rough Christmas tree. I didn't want it to end up being just like a triangle, so I tried to make some little bits kind of sort of sticking out at the edges, like little branchy things, so it just wasn't all perfectly straight. I was having a hard time seeing where I was with the clear too, so I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to come out. But once I'm happy with that, we're going to cure that. Okay, now this one's back for top coat. And back in it goes. Now this one's getting base coat because we're about to do something on there. Okay, we're going to use these diamond shaped glitters now for this next one. And you can see the mess I've got going on my mat now. There's a hodgepodge of different glitter mess on there. Okay, this is the one I started off with 3 across on the bottom, and it was too short when I got done, so I had to add another bottom row on, and then one more up along the sides as we go up. These went together quite nicely, and they made a really cute tree. I was really happy with how this one came out. And it went together quick and easy too, which is always a plus. Okay, once we move these around where I want them, that can go into cure as soon as we get the star on top. Okay, easy peasy. Now here we go with this. Now I had alcohol on this wipe, and I am scrubbing this really hard, and it's not coming off. And I'm starting to freak out like, oh God, I don't want to have to do this whole thing over. I just kept scrubbing it, and I'm really putting some elbow grease in this. And as you can see, it's not coming off very well. So we're just going to keep at it for a while. A little bit more alcohol on there, thought that maybe that'll help. And after I used that for a while, once the alcohol mostly evaporated, then I tried going with the dry wipe, thinking, well, maybe that'll help scrape it off, kind of. Didn't make any difference. I mean, it's coming off, sorta, but I'm really scrubbing at this hard. I was really afraid I was going to break the nail itself with as much pressure as I'm putting on here. And I don't know why it stuck so well on here, because any other time it just, like I said, it scrapes off and comes off real easy. So after I'm going to do a lot more rubbing at this, eventually I'm going to get out my buffer block and I'm going to buff off the excess glitter that's on the nude part. I mean, not glitter, chrome. See, now I've got a dry wipe. I'm seeing if that's going to make any difference, and it really didn't. Not helpful. It just looked like a big mess at this point. But if I'm stubborn, if nothing else, so I was like, I refuse to let you beat me. I am going to get this off if it kills me. And you can get a good laugh at my little thumb rubber again, because there's another good look at it. I don't know why that makes it so funny to me, but it just was. I guess because I was not expecting that. I was expecting there to be like full-on gloves in the box, and there wasn't. There was just this little bag of these mini rubbers, and it was just, oh my God. Anyway, I've gotten most of it off at this point, but it's taken me a good while because I've sped this up too. So I think here pretty quick I'm going to get that buffer block out. And frankly, once I got the buffer block and just was buffing that extra stuff off, it came off real easy. It was almost like it was a magic eraser or something. It just was taking it off. I should have just started with that. As soon as I started having issues, I should have got it out. Could have saved myself a lot of time and aggravation. Not to mention the tree doesn't look all that tree-like. It still has a lot of just triangle look to it. But it is what it is. And I'm still rubbing away at it. Okay, I think we're going to get the buffer block pretty soon here. I've gotten most of it off at this point, but it wasn't coming off anymore after that. Those little chunks of teeny tiny little pieces of chrome were just not wanting to let loose of that. I'm just happy I eventually did get it cleaned off because I did not want to have to start over again. Alright, here we go. Now watch how easy and quick I can get rid of it now. See that? I'm kicking myself for not starting with that in the first place. It went so much faster. I mean, I know I'm halfway out of shot here, but you get the gist. Here's a better view. Cleaned it off very, very easily. And I barely had to put any pressure on it when I was rubbing it too with that. So for future reference, I will have to use that again if I run into this problem. Okay, and now we're just going to slap a little bit of base at the top of there, just a little bit, and get the star on. Excuse me, and then that'll go in for curing. That one really made me work for it, I have to say. Okay, in you go. And this one's getting base coat. That was the easiest one. That was the one that gave me the least amount of problems, I think. Okay, now we're going to do another painted one. This one is just going to be a simple tree with snow on it. So I'm going to start off with the same green that we used earlier. And I'm going to give myself kind of a stem, or a trunk I should say, just as a guide. And then I'm going to just make some squiggly bits. Oops, that one got away from me on that side over there. Okay, we're just going to do that. It's not a happy little tree. It's a crazy looking tree. Okay, and we're going to do a little cleanup here on the side where all that craziness is. I think I'm cleaning my brush, and I guess I was. Okay. We're just going to take off some of that stuff that's sticking out a lot over there. And then it will go into cure. This one getting top coat now. And now we're going to go in with the snowy part. Now on this bottom, this right here, I got way too much on there. Too much snow on that bottom bit. These top ones came out looking a little bit better, but that bottom, too much. So what I am going to do, instead of wiping it off like I should have done, I'm going to get the green again, and then we're going to add a little bit more to the bottom of that with green, just so it's not got such a humongous bit of white and no bottom part to it. Okay, and I think we're good with that, and I think that's ready for curing, and in it goes. Okay, now we're moving on to the accent nails that have the ornaments. So all of our trees are done now. We're going to just paint a thin line here for the strings of the ornaments where they're hanging down. One longer one, one shorter one. And then that will get cured. Okay, this guy is about to get its star. I don't know why I didn't put it on before I cured it before, but there we go. Okay, now these little frame ring things, I didn't think about this when I pulled these out to use, that I have no silver in here anywhere, so, and I don't have gold ones of these for some crazy reason, surprisingly. So what we're going to do is paint these with that coppery gold glitter. And I've just got a plastic bag that I'm working on. They were a little bit of a pain in the neck because they wanted to keep moving around. I tried to hold on to them, but with these gloves, and you know me and gloves. So I finally got smart and got my tweezers. Used those to hold on to them so I could at least get the polish on there, some kind of, without taking all day to do it. They're so tiny, it's just hard. And they're tiny and they don't weigh anything at all, so they just want to move around. And you can see how I've got glitter polish going off the edges of them onto the bag. We're going to have to clean that off after it comes out of the lamp. We're going to throw those into cure, which I've done. And now I'm just trying to find the right size crystals for them. Okay, so we have those ready. And we are going to be ready to put those on. Okay, I'm just going to do kind of an ovally blob of glue on the shorter one, and then a round blob on the longer one. Big enough for those little ring things to get in there and get glued on good. Okay, that one was okay. Some of the others I had to clean the excess copper stuff off of. Okay, we'll get that on there where I want it. This was one of them. I had to clean that off, which I did with my nippers. And we get that one on there. We're going to fill that one in a bit here, but the crystal's going to go in the other one, and then we're going to cure those. Whoopsie. things were going a little too smoothly. I had to throw in a monkey wrench into my plan there. All right, get back in there. I'll stay in there this time. Okay, we're just going to get these adjusted to where we want them, and then they'll go in for curing. Now the other one of these I did off camera, so you don't have to sit through two of them. And in for curing. Oh no, okay, I'm wiping off excess glue on the bottom of that one where that crystal popped out and slopped it up. Okay, now we're going back to this hollow green glitter polish, and we're just going to use that to fill in the ovally ones. And I want to kind of get a lot in there so that it has, so it's like rounded up on the top. Okay, and then we'll cure that. And somehow, look at that, I somehow managed to get that polish all over my gloves. I don't know how that happened. Okay, now I'm on the next day, which is why I don't have gloves on all of a sudden. Now we're going to do the file and buff on all the encapsulated ones. This one had a pretty big piece of stuff sticking up there, so I was really afraid I was going to file through that, but it turned out I did not. So I just take the worst of it off with the file, then I use the buffer, go in and make sure we get it nice and smooth. Now I'm using a 180 grit buffer, so I will use both sides of it. And once we smooth it out to where I'm happy, we'll be done with that one, and I'll do the rest of them off camera. They're all going to be done the same way. Okay, now I'm going in as part of my way to tie these guys together. I'm going to do a garland with this copper color on most of these glittery ones. And like I already said, I did not put ornaments on any of these trees because I did not want to bring in a bunch of extra different colors. I think things would have gotten a bit too crazy if I had done that. I was going to do another row and then change my mind. Okay, that one's ready for curing, I believe. Yep. Okay, I'm not sure how many of these I showed. I might have only showed a couple. Okay. All right, and then this guy. Okay, and then we're on to this one. I guess I did show all of them. Okay, this one I did a little bit different. I just did kind of roundy garlands around it instead of zigzagging them, just to be a little different. All right, now those have all been cured, and now we are moving on to the final stretch with the spider gel. Now this is a glitter spider gel. Now what I did before I even started this is I let that sit in a little cup of hot water for like 5 minutes, because I had just saw a thing on this not too long ago that said if you do that you'll get more even, thinner lines. Instead it won't be so blobby and you'll want to bead up like it kind of does sometimes. So we're going to put this along the bottom of each nail. And where I screwed up on these was on this one I did the whole rack and then cured them. So I started off with these nice lines on there, but as it sat there waiting to get the rest of the rack done, they started to bead up on me. So when I did the second rack, or the second ones, I just turned on my lamp, and as I got each one done, I just threw it in the lamp right away so it could cure before it had a chance to move. This one got a little much. Now on the ones with the ornaments, I did some at the top to kind of represent the tree branches, so the ornaments weren't just like hovering there in midair. And the bottom too. This is one of the ways I'm tying this whole set together, is with the spider gel. This stuff is about on the same level to me as the builder gel. Is super sticky, super messy, so I don't use it very often because it just annoys me. But as you can see, the mess I'm getting on my fingers there. Okay, and I think that was the rest of that rack. Okay, those were all done and have been cured, and now we're going in with the final top coat. Home stretch now. Okay, now this one I had to be a bit more careful because I didn't want top coat on the crystals, but the rest of it all gets covered. And this is just a normal top coat layer, not a super thick one. And also I needed to do that because the spider gel cures with it's still tacky after it's cured. So top coating it solves that problem. I don't have to wipe it off. See, most of these are just easy peasy to top coat on, but the next one there with also has a crystal. I have to be a little more careful. Now that part there I could go over the top of because that's all polished, but getting around that crystal, and plus I wanted to try to get it on the little frame thing because I wanted to top coat that since it's polished to help not have it wear off or chip off. And then the last one here, and the rest I will do off camera, and we will cure these in a sec and then we'll be done. Okay, there's the finished set, all 8 Christmas trees of various kinds. Luckily, I was able to keep the same color palette. Anyways, if you like these, please give me a like. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out. And I have got a winter set coming up next. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.